Thomas Partey at Arsenal until 2026? Yes or no? This is a very dumb question, a stupid question. All right, this is like asking me, is the sky purple? No, it is not. Thomas Partey should not be at Arsenal until 2026. This summer, let him go for free. Good riddance. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's just been very unreliable. If it wasn't for him picking up injuries a couple times in 2 different seasons, Arsenal may have won a Premier League or two in the past 2 years. But the thing is, he's been unreliable when we need him most. He vanishes. He's like the Avatar. The Avatar, when everything was falling apart, my boy left and started, meditating. Now, Thomas Partey, when we need him most, when we need him against, a big fixture, against Tottenham or against City, he's nowhere to be found. We've seen this multiple times with this lad. We have a great record when he's healthy and we're playing in these big teams. But the problem is he hasn't played them very often because he's always hurt. Now, his contract runs out. And I'm a very strong believer. All right, this is the sky blue. Players perform better when their contract's running out because the money's leaving. Thomas Partey knows that. His performance this year will very well determine how much that wage, weekly wage is going to be next season in his next contract. He's 31 years old. This is the last big contract Thomas Partey will be getting. Obviously, he'd love to get it at Arsenal and get a little pay raise. Why not be available there every single match for Arsenal? And then what's going to happen when he's 32, 33 years old? Injuries. So what I think is, Thomas Partey, get him off the wage bill. Obviously, you're going to have to increase the wage. Let him go for free if it's Saudi, if it's Italy. We've seen Juventus be a big suitor for him. If it's Barcelona, they love themselves some free transfers. Let the lad go. Let him go. I think the same thing about Jorginho because these are lads that are older, getting older. Injuries are going to occur. I understand we need squad depth in the midfield, but we brought in Mikel Merino. He hasn't really impacted the team yet, but he's going to be a guy who's going to be fundamental for Arsenal going forward. We obviously still have Odegaard, who's a center attacking mid for the foreseeable long future. We have Kai Havertz, who, he's a striker but could also come into the midfield. Declan Rice obviously is a pillar for Arsenal, and I believe signings are in need in the midfield still. With Mikel Merino, I think you keep either Partey or Jorginho, preferably whoever's less on the wage bill and could get you more money into the transfer, and you bring in no other than one of these two lads. If you want a Premier League target, Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes would be absolutely perfect for this Arsenal squad. You put him there next to Declan Rice, this team's going places. And when I say places, I mean dynasty. That midfield in front of that defense will never ever concede. All right. When you look at the back line, there's so much depth. If, knock on wood, there's 3 injuries in the starters, right? Let's say for some reason William Saliba. All right, I'm knocking on wood so it don't happen. William Saliba gets hurt. Ben White's hurt right now, and let's say Calafiori hurt. Do you understand? We could go in with or not Calafiori. Let's say Ben White, Saliba. Okay, that's half the back line. Let's say them two. You put in Calafiori, Timber, Gabriel, and Tomiyasu in the back line. There's so much depth in the back line. You could get 2-3 injuries and you won't notice the difference. You'll still have a back line that could qualify for the Champions League. That's my point here. That the midfield does not share the same feeling. And the midfield, is prone to a lot more running. So, what I'm thinking here is you gotta let go of Thomas Partey because he's very unreliable. This season, he might be reliable. This season. But next year and the year after that, no chance. No chance. Let him go. Jorginho, in my opinion, will be more reliable, and he's a bit older than Thomas Partey. Obviously, Thomas Partey is a better player than Jorginho. No one's going to debate that, but the best ability is availability at times. And when we're going to go, when we go in the future to the Etihad, and it's like those 3 points may determine who's going to win the Premier League, because we've seen it has occurred. We draw on the Etihad last season, and we lose we lose the Premier League by 2 points. If we would have somehow scored there, we win the Premier League. So, Thomas Partey here, I believe it's time to go. Thank you for the memories, Arsene Wenger AFTV style, but it's time to go. Do not get this man double his wages and keep him till 2026 because he will not give you the same results that he's going to give you this season. He's going to play out of his mind. I can already tell because players always have career years when that contract is coming down to the wire. And he knows if it's not at Arsenal, it's at Juventus or Saudi Arabia where he's going to get big bucks and it's the last contract and he will overperform. So Thomas Partey should not be considered to be extended. But anyways, make sure to leave a comment down below. Do you think Thomas Partey should extend? I don't believe so because he has been unreliable in the past. In the midfield, we definitely have depth, but we also need a big signing. Bruno Guimaraes is the guy that I want. Supamendi is that alternative I was talking about outside of the Premier League. He obviously declined Liverpool, but it feels like he kind of regrets that. And I believe if Arsenal came in, he would fancy us. You know, he's shown that he could replace Rodri in the Euro final. Why not come in and replace Thomas Partey? Anyways, and thank you guys for watching, and leave a like and subscribe.